I think most people are familiar with a set of self-imposed rules in Pokemon games called Nuzlocks, but in case you aren't, I'll explain it for you. A Nuzlocke is a set of rules to increase the difficulty in a Pokemon game. You can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter on each route, and I'm defining a route in my run as when the bar in the top left reads a different name. And if a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and I can no longer use it. I will be setting the battle mode to set, which does not allow me to change out Pokemon after defeating a foes. That being said, there is something I have to mention before we get this underway. I was pretty excited to play this, so I sat down and played for about 19 hours before I realized the aspect ratio on my OBS was wrong. So fuck you, you only get to see half the screen for the first couple gyms in this series. Alrighty, that's about it. This is the first part of my Pokemon Pearl Nuzlocke. I named myself winner thinking that if I went in with a positive mindset, I already beat the challenge. But, we'll see how that turns out. Next was naming my rival. I had to choose something I hated. Something that would ignite a passion and a drive to destroy in my very being. So, after a little bit of thinking, I came up with something. And then next was choosing a starter. The Turtwig, the Chimchar, or the Piplup. So honestly, I'm Nuzlocking this, and I'm tempted to do Piplup just for the steel typing when it evolves, but fire types are always used valuable in rare Nuzlocks, and I'm kind of torn between these. I could get a Ponyta Cycling Road, but like... So after a bit of thinking, I decided to go with Piplup. A, because of the steel typing when it evolves, which is always helpful, but... I mean, look at him. Look at him. We will go Piplup. Piplup. Yeah, we're going Piplup. Alright, come here. I discombobulated the Starly and went down to Professor Rowan to explain that I needed to beat up wildlife with his research, and to give our Piplup a nickname. Your name henceforth is Bean. I had to go through the catching tutorial with Professor Rowan's assistant Lucas before we could get any Pokeballs, and after that, the Nuzlocke had officially begun. I ran over to Lake Verity to get our first encounter, and get a dude here, I guess. Wow, who could have guessed? In the words of Drowning Pool, let the bodies hit the floor. A Pokemon was a Pokemon, even if it is just an HM slave or death fodder. And Bidoof evolves early enough so that it's a decent early game mon. Okay, wait, we gotta get a nickname from this dude. Do we just call him Doof? That feels a little low effort. As low effort as Doof might be, I stooped even lower. Oh wait, it's a female. Oh. Whoops. Moving on. I skied over to Route 201 to get our next encounter. Oh wait, this is our encounter. Oh! What's our name? Cheese. We named the bird Cheese. After obtaining Cheese, I looked at the locations of where I met each Pokemon and realized that Bean was actually my Lake Verity encounter. So the first death of the run was releasing Dick, the female Bidoof. But things looked up because I found a Shinx on 202. Does it have Intimidate? Yes! Intimidate is a fantastic ability for Nuzlocks. It's an ability which automatically lowers the foe's attack stat when the Pokemon is sent out, so I was stoked to get a Shinx with it. I decided to stick with a food theme for naming things, so I ended up naming the Shinx Pot Roast, and we're moving on. I obliterated youngster Tristan and his level 5 Starly and headed over to Jubilife City, where I fought the kids in the trainer school in their Abras. I found a lady that gave me a Quick Claw, and then humiliated Jetmane. I then found a Kricketot on Route 203, which is good because Bug-type Pokemon evolve early, so having one on my team would prove to be really useful for the Grass Gym, and just early game as well. I found a Zubat, which I was excited about, named it Zoop, and then decided it would be a good idea to challenge the gym. Geodude, what in I realized a little too late that I was underleveled for this gym, and I made the mistake of assuming I would just sweep the gym with Bean, and I had Zoop out in front to get him EXP. Realizing the horror that was about to happen to my team, I switched into Bean, who was the only one who could save us here. He tried his very best to Bubble Beam every single one of Rorik's Pokemon, but then his Cranidos came out. This thing is a run ender. It knows Headbutt and Pursuit, which I didn't know at this point. After realizing Bean would get two-shot by the Cranidos, I realized I needed to switch someone in to take a hit. So I sent in Pot Roast, healed up Bean, but I'm gonna Binkaleer off and then switch. Uh-oh. And that was it. Nothing on my team could take a hit or do any damage to this thing. I sent out Bean to try to at least do some damage or try to get a crit, but I think luck was on the other side of the table. What? No! Open your eyes. Oh! I then slowly watched as the rest of my team succumbed to this monster and hoped that luck would be better next time. Run 2. I was gonna come back better than before. I was gonna do my research and make sure that that wouldn't happen again. I snatched a Starly on 201, named it Harper, and found another Shinx on 202. Does it have Intimidate? The run was alive. I found another Shinx with Intimidate. All we needed was a name for this beautiful specimen. L'Oreal. Durf. Come on, it's funny. It's funny. Olive Garden.
I like how the website's called Mom Junction. It's a good name.
Tomorrow.
Felony.
Felony. Durf. L'Oreal. It just gets worse as you scroll down.
How did you find
this? I don't know. Gliss. No, but there's just one that caught my eye other than Cole.
This is sad. Very sad.
Someone named their fucking melanoma.
Oh yeah, Riley spelled that.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta name one of your Pokemon that.
Rayleigh. Little sweet meat. We caught a Geodude I named Rage because fuck Geodude. I killed my Zubat encounter. Okay. Ran out of Pokeballs trying to catch a Budew. Then went for my next encounter after forgetting to buy Pokeballs. And then we grinded. Oh yeah, there's Riley. And then it was time. It has pursuit. I am gonna say it's gonna use pursuit, and I'm gonna use a super. Uh-oh. God, it does so much damage. Come on, please, crit. No. We have to sack. We're gonna have to sack the Jordan. No! I don't have a clean switch, I'm just gonna have to stay in Plaza. Man. Losing our starter. I hate you. After retiring the Fallen to their own box in the PC, back over to Jubilife, where I fought Team Galactic on my way to Floroma Town, and Dylan evolved. Outside Valley Windworks, I caught a Buizel, and I was so excited because Floatzel is actually one of my favorite Pokemon. While grinding, Your Majesty evolved, and with our newfound confidence, we went to challenge Commander Mars. Stewie was able to take care of the Zubat, but then her Purugly came out. This thing is notorious. At this point in the game, the only thing that can outspeed this is Fire Monkey Mach Punch, which really wasn't in our options. I sent out Your Majesty thinking he could take it since his base stats just rose due to evolution, but he got hit pretty hard, so Riley had to finish the job, but we managed to make it through without any casualties. I caught a Shellos in the route before Eterna City and named it Karen. Lady Cheryl offered to go with us through the forest, and I went with her and caught a Misdreavus as my encounter, which is amazing, and also one of my favorite Pokemon. And I also took the opportunity of the double battles in the forest to grind the team up before heading to Eterna City, so we were pretty good there. I caught a Chingling outside the Mount Coronet area after killing the encounter in the cave itself, and his name is Leonard, and he is beautiful. After catching Leonard, I decided to call it quits for the night, and so now things are looking up for Gardena, the grass gym leader, and hopefully we don't lose all of our Pokemon in that gym.